Well, hello and welcome back to We Are Nacogdoches. It's the show where we get to hear about the neat things happening in our town from the people who are making it happen. I'm Kelly Augustine. I work at the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce. Today I have a special guest with me. It's Bryson Harris. He is the Director of Marketing and Revenue Generation with the Department of Athletics here on SFA's campus. Well, welcome, Bryson. I'm glad I have your time today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you and I haven't known each other that long, but the little bit of time that we spent together, I was so impressed with your story about how you found SFA Nacogdoches and what has become of that. So let's start there. What drew you here?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. In high school, my whole life, basically, I've loved sports. Always wanted to be around sports, whether that's in the stands, playing. So I never really found the sport that was for me until I got to high school, one that I was a little bit better at. So I actually played tennis in high school. But after that, I always wanted to be a part of sports, and I was never good enough to make a true effect on the playing surface in college. So I tried to look for different ways that I could actually be involved in sports while not playing, which was either coaching or working in administration. So what I did was look for sports programs all over the country. At the time, when I graduated in 2020, there were not a ton of sports programs. So I actually sought out SFA. So I was kind of between Syracuse, TCU, and SFA when it came down to it. I originally saw it as a possibility. Most of my family went to Baylor. And so Baylor has a program called S3, which is Sports Strategy and Sales. And so that was eye-opening to it, and I did not want to spend too much on school. I wanted an affordable education and a place that I love. So I found the sports business program online and came and visited Nacogdoches, and then from there I was like, this is for me. This is where I want to go to school.
So that's the stories I love to hear. So what did you find when you came in the years you worked here were here as a student, both academically and making some money along the way too?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. We have a really tremendous student staff in our athletic department. I really, truly do not believe we could do a lot of the things that we do without student workers. I like to tell people my first day on the job, I really thought sports was glamorous, that it was maybe not a lot of blue collar work. Like it was very glamorous, what you see on TV. My first day on the job as an intern, I was helping me and the athletic director were pressure washing at the football stadium. That was my first day.
Right. Your first, not a whole lot of flash and bling with that.
No, 100%. And I actually really admired that because we never tell students, go do this, and hands off, let them be. Everything that students do are things that we would also do ourselves. And so I was able to do that and just kept working my way up. As a student, I loved the campus that we have at SFA. It's only going to get better with the master plan, but man, it's a great place. It's totally walkable. I just got done with the campus tour, and I had that same comment, man, you have a really beautiful campus. And it was the same way 5 years ago when I came and visited. We have so many awesome student organizations as well on campus. I was a member of the Sigma Chi fraternity on campus and Interfraternity Council. Those are two things that really helped me develop into being a leader. And I was able to learn a lot about myself as well. So those are two things, that and the working with the athletic department as a student, I really attribute to me being able to stick around and taught me what hard work is like. So,
well, it sounds like you found a lot of opportunities here through SFA, through the town. I am curious, though, going back to your work as a student in that department, what happened once your responsibilities started to increase? Pressure washing sounds like a fun job, for a bit, but what else were you able to do?
Yeah. So basically, I was an intern with game operations, is what we call it here at SFA. My simple definition of game operations is that we make games happen. And so we have about anywhere from 180 to 220 home athletic events every single year. That does not deviate. That is very, very true numbers every single year. So I was an intern with game operations to start. So you're meeting with the officials, you're staffing all of the gates. There's anything that you see that could go into an athletic event, you have your hands on in some way, which is a daunting task when you think about it that way. Well, my boss in charge took a new position in December of 2022. I was a sophomore in college, and I had little experience at that point, but I had been thrown into the fire a little bit in the best way. And so when she left, I was able to take on a little bit more responsibility, and I was happy to do it. It was voluntary more than anything, because I knew that this is something that a lot of college students do not get the opportunity to do in college, very similar to this show right here. This is experiential learning. When you leave here, this will be very, very useful. Now, I did not know at the time that I wasn't going to leave for a little bit, but at the time I knew that it would help make my career kickstart. The timeline would be accelerated if I was able to take the extra responsibility and turn it into fruit to my labor, things that are great for me moving forward. I was able to learn a whole lot through my boss leaving, and me just ready to stand there and take the extra responsibility. So
that's a great story, great chance you took there, and I'm sure you did learn more from that. Mm-hmm. Do you get to, or at this point in time, were you able to interact with the athletes, with the coaches? Mm-hmm. What was that experience like?
So in my previous role, game operations, it was very, you're kind of behind the scenes. You don't get to interact as much. That's the sad part about that job. But it's very rewarding. You get to see every win, the emotion that comes with winning, and how amazing it is, all the work that they put in, and they get to succeed on the field. And knowing that you played a part in making that happen, whether they know it or not, it's truly rewarding. Even if the interaction with student athletes and coaches was not immense, especially when I was a student worker. But as I grew, me and Coach Carthel have been here, same timeline. So he knows who I am now, because we've been here together for a long time. So those relationships have built over time.
Yeah, that's great. Well, let's talk about the transition then. Graduation's coming up, and you're looking toward a career. How did that transition for you?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So I was always willing to take whichever role came my way, and I never knew necessarily how to get out of game operations. I've always wanted to be an athletic director. That's kind of my end goal, and game operations is not usually the lead into being an athletic director. So I took a game operations GA role and worked as hard as I could in that, earned a full-time position as director of game and event operations. And then this past summer, I took a new position as director of marketing and revenue generation, basically with the goal in mind of learning as much as I possibly can here at SFA about every single facet of the athletic department, so that I can become a better leader and know how people think in every position. Because really, athletics is multiple positions, multiple departments within one department. We have sports medicine, academics, compliance, marketing, and we all are a team, So you have to know how other people think.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you have a good grasp, and even starting early, about where you saw yourself as you move through these stages. I'm just curious, in Nacogdoches, what is it about athletics and the way athletics works in our community that makes us unique?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's a great question. Specifically on the student campus, on campus, we do something very special for students. We actually offer our tickets are free for students to every single athletic event. That is not something that is very common in college athletics anymore, specifically in the current state that we're in. So, and that's something that's really important to us. I truly believe that the community builds off student engagement, either on campus or at athletic events. And when we have more students in the stands, I think the community will follow. And so students have had done a really good job of showing up to games and being loud all year long. And that's something that I think makes athletics unique. You also see how many community service hours that we get through our athletes throughout the year. I don't actually have the numbers with me, but collectively, I want to say it was over 2,000 last year through all of our teams. And that's in addition to the practice and the class and social life that all these athletes have. So those are things that I think make our department really unique. And then you also see all of our athletes that go on outside of Nacogdoches and take what they learn here either on their teams or at their degree plan and the jobs that they're able to do. So I think we do a lot of things that make us unique and basically taking what we are given and making it the best. So,
well, for those folks that want to know more, and I'm sure there are a lot out there, where should they go?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we just launched our new mobile app on the App Store and the Google Play Store. Search SFA Athletics. You can see our schedule. You can buy tickets. Everything that you want to know about SFA Athletics, you can get right in our mobile app. It's new, and we're one of the first in the conference to actually have a mobile app, so we're really excited about it. You can find out a lot of information. We have a lot of programs on campus that are doing a lot of really great things, and you can read about all of it. So
that's great. I'm going to go get that app right now.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you more in town and on campus.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us today on We Are Nacogdoches. We will see you again soon.
This program is brought to you by the Department of Media and Communication at Stephen F. Austin State University, in association with the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce, and with special thanks to the City of Nacogdoches.